Okay, enough of the nonsense. Let's get into the charts. Apologies for my voice. My voice is still a bit sick, but that's okay. We will get into the charts now properly. Today's going to be quite a long video just to go over every single scenario 100% instead of going over just a recap. But let's start on the bullish scenario right now. So on the bullish scenario, we are still on the 4-hourly time frame in this WXY with now impulsive structures to the upside. You can see that we should get somewhat of a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5. So if I do show you some quick education here, we can see on the 1-hourly time frame here, this is an impulse. An impulse is a 5-wave structure to the upside where the high of wave 1 and the low of wave 4 do not overlap. A 112 is where there is a 5-wave move inside of the wave 3 and then a 4-5 to follow. The wave 1 and the wave 4 also still do not overlap. The other 5-wave move that we can be looking for when price is heading up is this contracting or expanding diagonal. We can see here a contracting or expanding diagonal has a 5-wave structure, but where the low of wave 4 and the high of wave 1 do indeed overlap. So if we go back to the chart here, we can see we have now moved up in this yellow wave 1. Inside of this yellow wave 1, we have a 5-wave structure in blue, as you can see on the chart. And inside this blue wave 3, we had a green count that you see here, starting with one of those contracting diagonals. So after this 5-wave move up, we should be looking for a 3-wave move down to finish a larger degree wave 2. After that, we should be seeing massive impulsive moves to the upside, but that will come quite a bit later. So in this 3-wave structure, in general, we have 3 structures that we look for. The first structure, if I go here to the education, these are the structures that we look for. Either an expanding flat, an A, B, C that takes where the B takes the low of A, targeting the 1.236 to the 1.38 level, or a running flat where B takes the low of A but does not expand higher than the high of A, or a regular flat where a regular flat has a general A, B, and C, where B hits the 0.9 of A. Or we then have something very general, which is the basic A, B, C, where B often is targeting that 0.618 level. So now if we go back to our main scenario at the moment, we can see this happening. So we either have in the blue structure right now an A wave B, or a wave C. So ABC like this in a general ABC, or we could have an expanding flat, an A, B, and a C. Or we could have a running flat, an A, B, and a C. Now, all of these could happen, but we don't have enough information yet. We can only trade what the chart has given to us. So, at the moment, the chart has had quite a significant breakdown. If we go to the 15-minute time frame on this scenario, has quite a significant breakdown, as you can see here, hitting that perfect target for our wave 5 and crashing down to the downside. Now, there are 2 or 3 alternative scenarios that could occur from this level. Now, this is the main one I have on the chart right now. We have a wave 1 down, finishing at around $65,800. A wave 2 following that, still playing out. Then a wave 3, 4, and 5. All of this would be in the larger degree blue wave A. Now, if we look into this wave 2 that is occurring now on the green count, at the moment I count an A wave up, B wave down, and a C wave up. This would be an expanding flat in wave 2. The target for the wave 2 is 69,148 to 67,920. Now, after that target is hit, we should be targeting out the blue box on the 1 hour time frame at 61,109 to 56,562. That is the first bullish scenario we have on the charts. The second bullish scenario is that wave 4 is yet to finish. Now, this is a 5-wave structure up like we have had in the previous scenario, except it is not done, but where we have an A wave down, B wave up, and a C wave down in an expanding flat. The expanding flat has hit the perfect target, but we are still waiting for more downside pressure. Now, in this downside pressure, we should now have, similar to the last scenario, a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. That would be the ideal scenario in a wave C, but remember, we still could have all those diagonals that we spoke about earlier, a contracting diagonal or an expanding diagonal. That would look something like this, where we go down not too far, overlap, and then come down like this. That would be a different wave C. Now, that is the other bullish scenario on the chart. The next one we are talking about is this one. Now, the other thing that a wave 2 can also be is a WXY structure. Now, a WXY structure is quite a complex structure, so I won't get into that too much of the education side today. But all you need to know is that a W is a move down, X an up, and a Y down. This W at the moment is an expanding flat, as we've spoken about earlier, and a B hitting that perfect target range for that wave B, and then a wave C to the downside. After this, we should get an X wave that does not hit the 0.7 and then come down in a larger Y wave. But we still need to wait for price to print a bit more on the chart. Now, that would be a wave 2 targeting the same area as this wave 2 at $61,100 to $56,500. So all these three scenarios are looking on the hourly time frame for more downside movement. So please be careful when doing long trades. Now, for the highest probability bearish scenario at the moment is this. If we go to the 4 hourly time frame, this is an unfinished WXY. As you can see here, a W, an X in an expanding flat, and then a Y again in an expanding flat. Now, this is still unlikely at the moment, I see, but still a very possible chance to occur, as we have now finished the A wave down, hitting that $53,000 level, possible B wave flat, which would take the all-time highs, and then a C wave crashing all the way back down to that $49,000 region. This would be a devastating move, and crypto does indeed like to do moves like this. So we should wait and see what happens. But at the moment, if we zoom in to the hourly time frame, we are now in this B wave here. This B wave would be an A wave up, B wave to the downside, and a C wave up, as you can see on the green. Now the green, this is a common target for this wave B, and in this wave B we have this move here, very similar to the other moves at the moment, but an A wave down, B wave up, hitting that perfect target as we've spoken about lots, and now a C wave to follow. In the C wave, we would still see a wave 1, 2 up, as we've been tracking before, 3 down, 4 up, and 5 all the way down to that $58,000 level. If price finds support here, this will be a high likelihood scenario, but let's see. So after that, we should see an impulsive structure to the upside, which could be disguised as a wave 3, but would end up crashing back down all the way to that 49k region. This is the bearish scenario at the moment. It would be a very, very sad scenario to play out after all this work and movement to the upside. Now, on the next bearish scenario here, we have another unfinished WXY, and in this WXY, the Y wave is still to come. We have an A wave down, B wave up, and a possible C wave down, looking for impulsive structures to the downside in maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a 2, 3, 4, 5. This is how we would be targeting out that level, but this is becoming more and more unlikely the more and more price gets higher and higher. So this is not the most likely bearish scenario at the moment. Now, on an Elliott Wave channel side, we still have this channel which is not touched the middle line. At the moment, we are flirting with the upper part of the channel, but this is soon to be decided whether price is going to break down or move above that channel. So let's see. Now, fair value gaps on the 4-hourly time frame, we can see here on this closer time frame, we have these fair value gaps here. This fair value gap was closed overnight, and this is where we found support. These are the other 3 fair value gaps I'm keeping my eye on at the moment, and should see a rejection from those at some point. Now, these sit perfectly in our target range of that wave 2, as we can see 61,100, and if we go to our fair value gaps, we can see the top of it is 62,000 and the bottom 61,000. So they fit in quite nicely with our areas of support, areas of confluence with the wave 2 to the downside. Now, do I think we might dance around here for a while, possibly, before hitting that big fair value gap and finding support there? On the RSI side, at the moment we can see the RSI is heavily oversold on the 4-hourly time frame. Now this means a move up is likely to happen, likely to occur. As you can see here, move up on the RSI, move up in price, move up on the RSI, up in price here again. So every time the 4-hourly resets, there is quite a move up. Here we had quite a large reset candle, but at the moment we are still dancing around here with possibly a slow turn in that wave 2 as we've been speaking about. On the 1-hourly time frame, it looks overbought, but still is sitting in the middle, creating somewhat of a triangle here. So let's see which way this triangle breaks. If the triangle moves one more time to the upside, finishing with that wave 4, or with that 4-hourly time frame RSI, then that would be perfect for a short to the downside. Now, for trade possibilities in this price region, at the moment we still see on the 4-hourly time frame the same setup we've been talking about for the past 2 weeks. Here, a 5-wave structure up, and then this 3-wave move to the downside. I would take a long from this area here, investing in somewhat of a triangle. This means small positions at the top of the box and larger as they go down, as the price moves down. Now, this would be after an ABC structure, and a long could be taken from the bottom of A if it hits the 0.5 fib level. Now, I would not short this from here, as this has already played out, so only a long from this box on the 4-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, I would wait until this wave 2 has indeed completed. This would be a short from this box on the wave 2, a 1, 2, short from there to target this 3, 4, and 5. that would be a good short opportunity, also in confluence with this fair value gap. Yeah, now that is my 1 hour time frame trade. On the 15-minute trade, I would also do a short from this green target box, so very similar to the 1 hour, so no trade for the 15-minute time frame. But thank you guys so much for watching today. My voice is slowly recovering, so that will be better in the next week or so, and I will still be hitting you guys with these videos every day. But if you guys want to join the Discord channel, you can. Here the Discord gets daily updates and all the trade possibilities posted in this server, with very good areas to watch out for. But thank you so much for watching. It's been Max Trades Crypto. Cheers, guys.